I am sharing my real messy 2-week meal plan today, and I'm sharing with you how this almost all completely went off the rails because we got super sick. But I'm sharing my tips slash what I call rules, the rules that I follow to make sure that I stick to my meal plans. I still save money on food even when things like that happen. So be sure to watch all the way through to hear all of my money, time, and sanity saving meal planning tips. So we are going to start with what I planned and why I planned it and why these were money saving meals that I planned. Also, if I sound awful, again, we just got over being sick. Over might actually be an exaggeration. My throat is still a little scratchy and I can't hear out of this ear. So there's that. So if I sound a little wonky, that's why. But anywho, what I had on my meal plan, I had sushi bowls. I make teriyaki salmon sushi bowls where I make teriyaki salmon and then I make sushi rice. I just realized that I didn't actually make sushi rice when I made that. I just made rice and it was good. It was really good. I didn't even realize. But we typically make sushi rice and then have like those little snack packs of seaweed crumbled over it. So salmon or sushi rice, seaweed, and then we do cucumber and avocado and sriracha mayo drizzled over the top. It is so good. It's an easy way to like kill that sushi craving, eat at home instead of going out for sushi, which is going to be really expensive. So that is one of my number one money saving tips, is to try to create some restaurant recipes at home. I have a video here of my favorite like easy ones to make at home to save yourself money, and it's not actually that difficult. One of the rules I follow is that when I do go out to eat, I only order things that I cannot make at home. Like I rarely order chicken because I cook a lot of chicken, and chicken is actually easy to cook. We don't make a whole lot of like steak and things like that, or things that are really long and time consuming. Those things I order at restaurants. Anywho, sushi bowls. And then Thai quinoa. Thai quinoa I'm gonna have in an upcoming video with my favorite meatless meals. Again, it is so good. It's definitely on our list of go-to dinners because it's delicious and it's really easy. It is quinoa and then a Thai peanut sauce and some veggies mixed in there, and it's another meatless meal that's really good. Or I don't know why I said another. Sushi bowls are not meatless. I suppose they could be if you're making a California roll. Honey sriracha chicken and Brussels sprouts with maple sriracha sauce. Sauces are a great way to make simple veggie dishes really tasty. Serve that over rice. Chickpea curry. This is also going to be in my favorite meatless meals video because it is probably my number one favorite meatless meal. I have tested and tried multiple different recipes, and I have found what I believe. I have made an amalgam of all these different recipes to find my favorite. For the sauce, we do just a container of tomato paste and then coconut milk. I'm struggling in this video because my brain's still slightly fried too. I was supposed to film this 2 weeks ago, but you know, whatever. Got sick. Anywho, the coconut milk and the tomato paste make like the smoothest sauce. It's so good. And I've been taste testing different amounts of spices too. That one depends a little bit on your family, your spice preferences, but that again will be in my upcoming meatless meals video. All right, sushi bowls, Thai quinoa, honey sriracha chicken, chickpea curry. Last night, another one of our favorite meatless meals. I put a lot of meatless meals on this meal plan because I had a paycheck that was a little bit lower than usual. I have fluctuating income, so when that happens, we try to lower our grocery budget even more. And the reason I work so hard to keep our grocery budget low is because that's the easiest thing to slash. Like, it's very difficult to move somewhere cheaper. It can be difficult to up your income, things like that. So I talk about that in other videos as well. But yeah, your grocery bill is the easiest one to manipulate. Yes, even in spring of 2025, I promise. Anywho, last night, another meatless meal of pizza beans. My husband was like devouring it. And I was like, this is so good. And I was like, it is literally cans of white beans, Italian diced tomatoes, a little bit of seasoning, and topped with mozzarella cheese. It's so simple. I made it last night because my husband wasn't home when I was cooking. I mean, you just pour it into a skillet, really. So that will be in my meatless recipe video also, except I didn't film that one last night, so I'm gonna have to cook it again. Oh no. Let's see, and then another meatless meal, lentil sloppy joes. These were really good and really simple. You just throw the lentils in the crock pot with your sauce. So I did make a homemade sauce, but I think next time I'm gonna buy a can of sloppy joe sauce and just add a bunch of water and see how it goes. So I'll test that for you. And then I'll probably put that in that meatless recipes video. Hawaiian ground turkey or ground beef, you know, whatever floats your boat. That one is, I consider that one of my non-boring beef dinners. Like, it gets a little repetitive doing like meatloaf, tacos, spaghetti. Like, I like to throw in and research and try to find some new and different ways to make ground turkey or ground beef. Again, with the prices of groceries and trying to save money on groceries, we've done turkey mostly lately. I'm also planning, probably filming this one in 2 weeks, but it'll come out sometime this summer. I'm batch filming all of my videos before my daughter gets out of school for the summer. So wish me luck. But I'm also gonna have a video about how to cook and freeze taco meat, and then a bunch of recipe ideas. So this is part of my mini meal prep concept, I guess, where you don't need to meal prep necessarily a whole meal. What's actually more effective is to do components of freezer meals or components of a dinner and stash it in your fridge or freezer and have pieces put together so that your dinner comes together really easily without being super repetitive or boring, because sometimes freezer meals can be a little boring. Anyway, so Hawaiian ground beef has bell peppers and pineapple in it, and it's really, really good. So those are the ones we've actually cooked. And there's quite a few from this meal plan that was from a couple of weeks ago that I haven't cooked. So I want to talk for a second about how I did not have any food waste despite not going through the meal plan in the time frame that I was supposed to go through the meal plan, right? So I talk about how 2-week meal planning saves you money because you go into the store less. And you know, every time you go into the store, you always grab something that you weren't planning to, or that just catches your eye, especially if you're hungry, but even if you're not, or if a child comes with you, heaven forbid, you're probably adding a lot to your cart, right? So I do 2-week meal planning, and what I do to avoid food waste, food spoiling in that 2-week time frame, is I just prioritize the freshest ingredients to use up first. So like Thai quinoa had cucumber. Even though I was sick, I made sure we used that pretty quickly. What I did was I just, I chopped the cucumber up at one point, like earlier in the day, and then I rested for a while, and then I made the sauce, and then I rested for a while, and then I threw the quinoa and the rest of it together, and I cooked the quinoa in the rice cooker. So actually, that's a pretty simple meal. Usually I hand shred carrots, but I also just threw them in my food processor, and it totally worked. So I was able to make that meal even though I was sick. But anywho, so I prioritize the things like that where we use up the fresh ingredients first to make sure things don't go bad. Even if you don't eat it when you think you're going to, you don't cook it when you think you're going to. Like that one got delayed a few days because I was sick. Just prioritize cooking those fresh meals, and on my 2-week meal plan, I always have 5 to 7 dinners using either heartier vegetables like potatoes or something, or frozen vegetables. And I do that the 2nd week. And I just delay those, use up the fresh things first. And even when the plans go off the rails, like getting sick, as long as you're cooking those things in a timely-ish manner, the fresh things, you'll be fine.
This is a reminder. Clean coffee maker.
Oh, it's the first Monday of the month. My clean the coffee maker reminder is going off. I'm probably not going to do that, Alexa. Anywho, so the other thing that saved us and saved our grocery budget, our food budget, even though I got sick and my husband was sick as well, so he couldn't even like throw things together with my help. We always keep backup emergency meals on hand for those times when things happen. You get home late, there's extra traffic, you're just exhausted, you had a rough day, or you get sick. Things like that are going to happen. So I always keep emergency backup dinners, whatever you want to call them, on hand. These can be anything from frozen pizza, frozen pasta, canned soups, whatever. I'll share my video or link my video here. You can watch it after this one. It'll be linked in the description also, of my favorite emergency dinners. All right, now let me share the other recipes I had planned and tell you a little bit about them and why I delayed them. So you'll see a theme of them being frozen veggies and such. So today we are having my version of Buddha bowls. Those were like super popular and everywhere on social media for a while, and I feel like they've disappeared. But it's basically like a grain and healthy veggies and like a sauce. I guess they're called Buddha because they're vegetarian and healthy. I don't know. But my version is chickpeas and sweet potato, and then like a cilantro lime sauce over the top, or a chipotle something sauce. I don't even remember what I put in it. But we're cooking that today, and it has sweet potatoes, which are a little bit heartier and can last a while. I was also going to do a black bean and sweet potato skillet. I scrapped the black bean part of that, and what I'm doing is rolling those black beans. I put them on my kitchen inventory for my next meal plan. So they're not going to go to waste. They're not just going to sit in my pantry not being used. Even though they're like 90 cents at Aldi, that is almost $2 that I won't have to spend again. When I make my next meal plan, I will put a dinner using those black beans on my next meal plan. And what I've decided to do is make some barbecue chicken bites and sweet potato later this week. And I also planned on making lemon pepper chicken with green beans and orzo, because we have half a box of orzo from a previous recipe that I put on my kitchen inventory when I did this meal plan. Pesto meatballs. I used pesto, and I got pesto for making pesto eggs in the morning for breakfast. So then I planned pesto meatballs also, and then I bought cream for the pesto meatballs. So then I also planned shrimp with creamy garlic sauce. So that is, again, a savings method. So not only do you need to take a kitchen inventory and use up what you have in your kitchen and save money that way, but if you are buying something and you are not going to use the whole container, package, whatever, plan another meal utilizing that, so each grocery trip has fewer items on it. All right, and then the other things we bought, I got some breakfast sausage, more pancake mix. I get the protein pancake mix at Aldi, and it's really good. It's a Kodiak dupe. Things for smoothies, coffee, Nutella and pretzels for a snacky, sourdough and lunch meat, things like that. Dino nuggies for my daughter, peanut butter for my daughter, crackers, things like that. And this all came out to under $200, and I was actually kind of surprised. I mean, I know I didn't buy much meat, but I was kind of surprised that it still came out to under $200 on this grocery trip. So that is my meal plan that sort of went off the rails, that we are still cooking like a week and a half later, and it's supposed to be like ending like tomorrow, but I still have several meals left to cook on it. So I'm just rolling them over into my next meal plan and making my next meal plan with my kitchen inventory to save money, yada yada. But yeah, if you found this helpful, if you like to hear meal plans, my last video was my last meal plan. There was supposed to be another video in between. Again, got sick, so that didn't happen. But yeah, I'm planning lots of good stuff for the summer. So I'm gonna batch film, hopefully, while my daughter's in school the next couple of weeks, batch film some more tips and things and those recipe idea videos. And then throughout the summer, I will continue sharing my meal plans as long as you guys think it's helpful and you like it. So drop me a comment if you like hearing what other people are eating for dinner, basically. And then yeah, watch this video next for lots more tips on saving money on groceries.